Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here and welcome to BMTV. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to Mark Drury from Pioneer for the last 2 episodes of BMTV. He came in a couple of weeks ago, did a manufacturer interview. We found out a little bit more about Mark, his love of 80s films, found out a little bit about Pioneer, a little bit about the Qualitex brand, found out about Ted and Betty, that started Pioneer. And Mark also gave us some really good advice on the sort of equipment that you should have if you're just starting out as a balloon decorator. So Mark, thanks very much for that. And then last week, Mark came in and showed us how to create a scary witch for Halloween. So thanks very much, Mark. I hope we can have you in again soon. But yeah, thanks. Right now, where has the year gone? It's October already. Blimey. So, October, obviously I mentioned Halloween already with the scary witch. We've got a few Halloween things up here. I talked about them a few weeks ago. Still got some of the skeletons. We had to order some more of the sitting skeletons, going well, and a few other bits and bobs just as a reminder. But Christmas, New Year, this last week, everybody seems to be ordering Christmas stuff. It seems to have just gone crazy. So, of course, we better talk a bit about Christmas. So I've brought a few things up, a couple of shapes there. Now, these balloons, these star-shaped ones that just say Merry Christmas on, these have been our best-selling balloons for the last, I don't know how many years, but the red, the silver, the gold and the green. I don't know if it's because they are individual colours, if you can colour coordinate with other things. I'm not too sure, but we always seem to sell lots and lots and lots of those. So really popular. Got a few other Christmas balloons as well. There's one here from Batalic. That's a gingerbread Christmas tree by the looks of it. Now, do you remember John came in a few months ago from APAC and he talked about the kaleidoscope balloons? Got a couple of the kaleidoscope balloons here. He was saying that Kaleidoscope are trying to create different types of designs in the industry. And I think they're doing all right. I think these balloons really demonstrate that. 2 Christmas present type balloons. So I think they're really great. And a couple from Qualitex here. I don't know what it is. I really like this one. It says Merry and Bright. It's red and silver and blue. And it just makes me feel warm and Christmassy inside, like I'm sitting by an open fire, drinking a glass of port and watching The Wizard of Oz or something Christmassy like that. So I don't know why. I just think it's a nice design. Also, New Year. We're closed between Christmas and New Year, as most wholesalers are. So if you are thinking of buying any New Year stuff, you need any New Year stuff, buy it with your Christmas stuff. Even if it's balloons and party supplies from us, or if it's something else from other wholesalers, you want to think about getting your New Year stuff in the same time as your Christmas stuff. So I've got some New Year balloons here, and some plates and cups, and I've got a banner here. Let me show you some of these New Year ones. Now, this colour scheme seems quite popular. The gold, the silver, the black and the white together. I think it's more sophisticated than maybe some of the more colourful options. I've only brought a few. We've actually got quite a lot of New Year balloons. But that colour theme goes through to these plates and napkins and cups here. But also this banner as well. We've got a Happy New Year banner. It's 5 feet long. It goes that way. So yeah, that's quite a popular colour theme. Now these plates, I've got some plates and napkins here that are sort of festive as well, the gold and silvery ones, but I just wanted to show you the cups. 2 sets of cups, the Happy New Year one, normal size cups, 9 ounce. The other festive cups, 12 ounce. Look at the size difference. I've no idea why these are so big. Maybe they expect us to drink more at Christmas, but anyway, big cups. Now the other thing we've seen moving this last week, and I don't know why, are these party boxes. So I don't know if there's just more parties going on or if retailers are starting to use these to put things in to sell for Christmas. I'm really not too sure, but I asked in the office and somebody said, I think what it is that it might possibly be the night before Christmas boxes. I said, what are they? So apparently now, instead of having just presents on Christmas Day, you're supposed to have presents on Christmas Eve as well. So people are putting the smaller presents, minor presents, in a little box and giving it to each other on Christmas Eve. So maybe it's for that. I've just brought up the gold, green, red, white and silver ones because they're Christmassy kind of colours. Right, now, I just want to talk to you about one new product, just one. Excuse me a second. I want to break free. Nearly fell over there. Right. This is the AeroPole system. That's part of the AeroPole system. This is the other part. Excuse me a second. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Now, the AeroPole system. If you watched the interview with Mark the other week, the AeroPole system is for making big arches. Now traditionally these arches were made with helium filled balloons, but the AeroPole system is basically, that was a base plate, you get 2 of those, and there's 7 poles in here that you put together, and you put air filled balloons on there, therefore there's no helium cost. And it just means you can make big arches. These are 5 feet each, there's 7 poles, 35 feet that you can play with, and depending on how high you want it, how wide you want it. But the great thing about this is that it's been tested outside, they're used outside a lot, and people have shaken them like this all over the place to see if they fall over, if they break, and they don't. They're just really good. They can be made outside or inside. Anyway, I contacted Mark from Pioneer. I said, Mark, have you ever used the AeroPole system? He said, yes, Greg, of course I have. I said, great. I don't suppose you've got any pictures that we can show everybody some of the work that you've done. He said, yeah, so here they are. So there's a few pictures here. There's one just outside a house, so somebody obviously just having a private party there. There's one outside a shop. Apparently Mark as well told me that a friend of his has the shop, this might actually be the shop, I'm not sure, has a shop or manages a shop that he said to him, can I put an arch outside and see if the footfall increased? And it did. I'm going to find out what the percentage is. I don't know, but he said it did increase, so that's good. And then there's this one from Starbucks as well, which I think is great. Now, these are all fantastic designs, and you should be charging for these sort of things probably multiples of hundreds of pounds. If you're charging £80 for something like this, you're not charging enough. But the great thing is, if you're charging multiples of hundreds of pounds, even though this is quite an investment, you're actually going to make your money back in 1, maximum 2 jobs. So it's a really good thing to have. You do have to go and get the system afterwards. You don't want to leave it there because it is quite expensive, but you can just create these amazing arches. So yeah, we've got these. I'm actually genuinely excited about this because I'm not a big decorator, as you know, but I want to have a go at this. So maybe Mark, if you're available sometime, come down and we should do one. Maybe do it outside the unit and show everybody how the AeroPole system works. What do you think? Anyway, I've got one last thing I want to talk about, and that is Carrie Fisher. It's your birthday today, so Carrie, I hope you have an amazing birthday. Carrie Fisher, of course, played Princess Leia in Star Wars. So Carrie, have an amazing birthday. Feel free to come in and have a chat on BMTV any time. All right, that's it from me. Have a great week. Talk to you next week. Bye.
In particular with balloons, that even the creations that we've got here today that are relatively simple, they take time to do. And many of our products are actually components of a finished gift. And if people don't value their time to put them together and actually pay themselves the time to put them together, then they can be undervaluing at their selling price. I'm just going to wrap those around my cluster. Again, putting some stretch into the balloon.
So there's no set way to do that, you can just wrap it around?
As long as it's gone around all 4 balloons, you should be fine.